Thank you, Vice Admiral Chauhan, and thank you to Dr. Jaiswal and Nice, and a pleasure to be with so many people I know. And I actually echo a lot of what others said, but I'll try and say something different in my 7 minutes. So American grand strategy for the Asia Pacific, or the Indo-Pacific as we call it today. But basically, if we go back to the end of the Second World War, the aim was to set up an Asian diplomatic and security architecture based on a network of partners and allies. What has happened in the last 2 decades is that the economic and military rise of China has challenged American preeminence because China seeks to create an Asian order with Chinese primacy. The US Indo-Pacific strategy was based primarily on re-engagement with old allies, creating new partners. The reason I use a different word is everybody understands there are some countries like India which don't want to be called an ally across the region, and construct a configuration that will help counter or stop this Chinese march. Now, India has been viewed as a critical partner in these efforts. Why? Because as a democratic country with a strong economy and expanding military, it could be the ideal counter. India also has a border dispute with China and a population large enough to match China's. It could be an effective partner for the United States in sharing the burden of providing security in the Indo-Pacific. This is why we see the last 3 US administrations, whether the pivot to Asia or the Indo-Pacific strategy, has always emphasized India's critical role. From the defining partnership of the 21st century to the two countries being, and I quote here, two bookends of stability on either side of the globe, standing for greater security and prosperity for our citizens and people. The 2017 US National Security Strategy spoke of India as a leading global power with strong strategic and defense partner of the United States, which will expand our defense and security cooperation in the Indo-Pacific, South and Central Asia. A few months ago, in March 2021, the Biden administration released its interim national security guidance document that again spoke of deepening partnership with India, a robust presence in the Indo-Pacific because of America's vital national interests. At some level, this ties in with India and how Indian leaders have viewed India's role. There's a belief that India is a global player, not just an Asian power. But the belief in India being a nation leader goes back centuries. The problem India has faced is since the 1990s, it has viewed how China has built a close relationship in what India considers its backyard or front yard, its neighborhood from the Gulf of Aden to the Straits of Malacca. And Chinese efforts to encircle it, whether it's string of pearls theory or strategic encirclement, military and naval bases across the region. The previous speakers have gone into details about this. And so over the last decade, India has tried to build up its civilizational, diplomatic and economic ties to counter these, to build or reinforce strategic economic relations from West Asia, as we refer to the Middle East, to the Pacific Islands, from the east and south coast of Africa to ASEAN. India and the United States do agree on a broad definition of that very fuzzy concept of Indo-Pacific, upholding a rules-based order. But as Abhijit pointed out very well, there are differences, and I'd like to go into those before I conclude my conversation. Despite closer relations with the United States, India is still reluctant to join any formal alliance structure. We are a virtual American ally. We are reluctant to be a formal American ally. India is reluctant to cede power to a collective security mechanism, and therefore joining any alliance which is military or appears to be military is problematic. As a continental and maritime power, India views Indo-Pacific strategy as primarily maritime and not sufficiently geared to India's concerns on the continental landmass. Delhi understands the threat it faces on the land and sea border from China, but there's a recognition of its limitations, economic and military. Further, in a Hobbesian sense, India believes it needs to fend for itself when it comes to the China threat, especially on the land border, and does not believe any country will come to its assistance. Finally, India has preferred a multipolar and still prefers a multipolar world order, not a unipolar or a bipolar world order. This, along with the desire for strategic autonomy, a sort of special focus on India's immediate periphery of South Asia, rather than the broader Indo-Pacific when it comes to security concerns, means that India will prefer to be part of multiple organizations and follow a sort of a semi-hedging strategy rather than being part of any one grouping which is openly confrontational or openly against another country in what could be the US-China peer rivalry, which is, or peer competition, which is going to happen in the coming years and decades. I will stop here and look forward to the conversation. Thank you.